Well, the Moose Jaw Warriors defense has certainly become a story on the offensive side in this series, and Kendall McFall has really been the ringleader there with 5 points in his last 2 games with a goal.
There, and here comes Braden Point in over the line. Drop pass to Henry, back to Point, back to Henry! Scores! Henry held on to it, waited for Buns to go down, and Moose Jaw, just a minute 43 in, have themselves a 1-0 lead.
Sometimes you just want to get that puck out of your zone any way you can, and there's traffic. You know, the Tigers do want to get that puck out. But here's the interesting thing, folks, from that scrum, number 10 is Braden Point. What's this kid all about? He starts to play. This is a kid that just turned 16, and he just about finishes the play. Gets it back to Henry. Henry's a traitor. Nice job of waiting, making the deke. Here it is again. Take a look. Forehand, backhand, Buns frozen, and how about Matt? You said that, terrific patience to get that puck there. Wait, look at McElrath do a job in front of the net, actually boxing his man out. We talk about shots on goal, a 3-2 win in double overtime. You know, they haven't given Buns a chance to steal a game, making that many, facing that much rubber. You can't. So the Medicine Hat Tigers, Dan, have 2 players with 3 or
series.
You know, last night in the game, Luke Siemens for the Moose Jaw Warriors. There's absolutely no question of the trip in this case here. Boston, the more you have, the more penalties you're going to draw. There's a pretty good job of back checking. They really don't get to that puck. The delayed penalty is in effect. And there's Shinkarik with that pass with discipline on the season, Dan. In the playoffs, they have cut their penalty time in half. They've taken about 50% since fallen. McElrath comes up the ice. Point gets it back to Henry. Look at McElrath in front of the net. He's come all the way up, doesn't get the
penalty. That's exactly what the Tigers did not want to start the period, with a penalty after a whistle that'll give Moose Jaw the potential.
That man who's probably got the best speed in the entire Western Hockey League and absolutely eliminating him. Good job by the captain of the Warriors.
Half minute. This is the first time in the series where they could really use a power play goal. Braze moves in, shoots, save, rebound. It's in, they score! I'm not sure how it got in. It just bounced over the back of Buns, picked out of the air, I believe, by somebody in front of the net. Maybe it was Miller. Can't really spot which Warrior it was, but it is a power play goal, and it only took 5 seconds.
Ben, and this is again where face-off wins are such an advantage. It's been the whole series. Clean face-off win, shot, lots of traffic in front. We'll probably get another look at that from a different angle. Look at where the puck is. You got Kent Miller in front, you got Howden, you got 2 pretty big guys there.
He almost cross-checked it into the net, if you know what I mean. Braze takes the shot, watch the rebound come out, and Miller will get his stick on it, almost cross-checks the puck. Or does he, off his shoulder, and there, right there. He kind of just swings at it in midair, and away it goes in.
Yeah, no question. And it's not even, you know, disputable. The stick is below the, you know, the height. And you're right, Dan. As much as it was important for the Tigers to score on when they trail 1-0 to get in this game and tie it on the power play, it was just exactly that important. May be one of the guys that kind of is going to be in the third flurry mold here for the Moose Jaw Warriors. But, you know, the kid's only 5'8". He's 160 pounds. And, you know, he's a guy the teammates call Little Bugger. He's fearless. And how about this? Those 2
more shots. Maybe here they'll stem it. Shinkarik is stopped by Siemens. And mark that one down if Moose Jaw comes back. Siemens stopping Hunter Shinkarik.
Dan, I think Hunter Shinkarik still has a lot of scouts pretty interested in what he's doing, even though he's not available until next year's draft. He eludes the check, gets the shot, but boy, that is an impressive position. When you're the goaltender coming out that far and that shot comes with that velocity and aimed for that top corner, you better have an active glove, and he did.
If it is a Moose Jaw Edmonton series, the way Moose Jaw's defenses play, the way they've been on the zone time, that'll be pretty interesting to see how that would play out.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just effective on his hockey club, and he was just hammered to the wall by what Mike Stothers wants.
So on the face-off after the icing, they call the timeout, Stothers. It's not a long change in the second period here. It's a 4-2 goal. He sees strides in his Warriors in this period.
And had Tigers. You're
who's getting the call here?
Factor in this game tonight.
And fortunate he didn't get a penalty on the retaliation.
That Braden Point makes every time that he has the puck, he seems to get it to the right guy, whether it's getting it back to somebody on the blue line or somebody in the neutral ice area that can, make the play happen, or in the offensive zone, he gets it back to the right guy. And that, folks, is why that guy's on the power play, because he makes the right plays with the puck. He doesn't turn it over. About that, this team from Moose Jaw knows what it takes at this point to win in the playoffs, and they're not going to go quietly. Will they be able to wear them down? And if I'm Coach Clouston taking my team into that dressing room, even though they lead 3-2, Dan, this third period is going to have to be the best period of the series for the Medicine Hat Tigers to win this game.
Medicine Hat. The Medicine Hat Tigers with a 3-2 lead on Eric Arnold and the rest of the Moose Jaw Warriors in Game 4 of this Husky Eastern Conference semifinal series. A much better period for your team in period 2. What was the difference for your team in the second period?
Yeah, we just play more body contact, played simple hockey like we should.
You've had a terrific playoff. You have 9 points already to this point. Why are you playing your best hockey of the season when it matters the most?
It's hard to say. I'm just having fun with the boys and having fun to play this game. That's probably the key, yeah.
I find with European players, there's always a big transition. How difficult has it been for you, and when did you really start to feel comfortable with the North American game?
It took me a while. Took me probably, after the preseason, I felt actually pretty comfortable to this hockey here, and I like it.
Do you feel like you're playing your best hockey right now? And if that is the case, why are things going so well for you, Eric?
It's hard to say. We can always play better if you want to.
Thanks so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Eric Arnold, Andy Neal, 9 points in these playoffs, only second in rookie scoring to Curtis Lazar, the terrific 16-year-old of the Edmonton Oil Kings.
And Eric,
momentum changer.
Well, they get a power play goal. The Warriors do it earlier. This is 3:08 in. Shot from the point. Watch all the action in front. We're going to get some interesting stuff. A stick there, a shoulder there, a stick there, and a shoulder there, and it ends up in the back of the net. Kenton Miller gets credit for that goal.
When they're leading after 2 periods of play, Moose Jaw, on the other hand, this is the first time they've been trailing after 2 periods of play in these playoffs.
On mode this series, they've been very offensive.
And
I think he's been suspended for embellishment.
Peter, what do you got down there? You guys mentioned about Cody Beach being suspended for embellishment. That did indeed happen.
You get the same feeling with Braden Point, don't you?
And that's one of the better Moose Jaw chances.
Entire sequence is set up because the time the Tigers give.
Play because the faceoff's coming out.
I just don't think there's any way that the Tigers can even survive the next 13 minutes and 8. You know, when he skates through that neutral ice area, the guy is just such a, I said side, but the reason we're showing you that, if the Tigers allow Howden to generate that kind of speed entering the zone, chance I think that the Tigers have gotten in this period was they came up the ice, they entered the zone a little bit in a group. If you paid money to get into this hockey game tonight, you got probably half your money's worth.
Volk has a poked off his stick. Lead pass. Now Furietti with Braze. Furietti shot. Score! Furietti scores on Buns on an innocent looking wrist shot. And with 4:09 to go, the Moose Jaw Warriors have finally tied up this hockey game.
Turnovers between the blue line, any coach will tell you, are killers. They often end up on the net. The Warriors just killed off a penalty. Here's a turnover between the blue lines. They get it to Furietti. Perconen's back. That's a shot Buns has to make the save on. It's glove side. It's just a quick release, and that's the save. And you can tell by the look of Buns right there. He says, guys, I should have had that one. He's been good. He's been terrific. There's times Buns has been.
This big goal as he crossed it over the line. He used the backman for a screen. That's Parkkinen, and I guess Buns couldn't catch it through the screen, but he still thinks he should have had it.
Yeah, it's just a spot right over the pad. You know, when they puck is just that 2-1-2 forecheck, not a 1-2-2 at all. It's been 2-1-2 all the time, and We talk about two guys deep, F3 high, and it's really caused a lot of problems for this Medicine Hat Tiger team. They're on the ropes a little bit, having given up that last goal, but now 1:27 left. Tough play into traffic. Has the puck stripped away from him. Now, Sam Fioretti, the shot, the goal. Here's the agony. Here's the ecstasy. Isn't that coach for this Moose Jaw Warrior team has been in the playoffs at the junior
Earlier, so that's also in play in this overtime.
Hey, you just take a little longer to get back there, get all set up, try to catch your breath. You do all those stops and starts, all that training that you do on ice, off ice, is always for these kind of situations in overtime in the play. Last sequence, Dan, was how does work along the boards. System is, you know, how much you buy into it. You still want to have the creativity to allow somebody to, for one reason, and on the offensive zone, is because he's become a really legitimate scoring threat.
Brays going in to take it against in the box. 2 minutes for stealing somebody's stick. Here's Brays. Now a shot from the line, rebound, scores! It's over! Point scores the goal on the power play. It's young Braden Point. He's got another overtime marker for Moose Jaw in these playoffs. It's his second game-winning goal. It's a series-winning goal. Moose Jaw comes back from 3-1 down, and they are advancing to round 3 of the Western Hockey League playoffs.
Dan, Braden Point, when he was picked 14th overall in the 2011 draft, they was said to have the best hands of any Bantam in the draft. And he's the reason. In the Medicine Hat Tiger zone. They get it back to the point. They win the faceoff. They've been doing that all series, at least a push on that. Once you get it to the front, Point is just too good at finding that puck. He's a right-hand shot, comes in up.
It hit in front, Bill. It's the shot here from Howden, and it hits
And it looks like
Miller.
it
hits Miller and bounces to Point, and Point jumps on it.
Field mouse.
And the Medicine Hat Tigers, and it's just the start of his career.
Yeah. Special situation that he's in.
Now, didn't somebody tell you that it was pretty hard in this league when you're a 15-year-old? You just turned 16 a month ago. It's your third game-winning goal of the playoffs, your second in overtime. This got to almost feel surreal to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, it feels way too surreal. I mean, it hasn't even sunk in yet, but, you know, pucks are just coming to me at the right spots, and I'm just trying to find the net.
A goal and an assist, and please, if you can, describe how it worked for you on the series-winning goal.
Just, you know, puck came off the half wall to Brazier there. He took a good shot, got the rebound, and just went in.
What can you kind of attribute that's allowed you to come in a very difficult situation as a very young player and have the kind of impact you've had in the first 2 rounds of these playoffs?
I just try to play my game, you know. I try not to think about it. You know, just try to use your speed, keep your feet moving, and, you know, it helps a lot when the guys are such great guys to you.
Could you have ever imagined at the end of your Calgary Midget Buffaloes season that this would be occurring to you?
No, not at all. I mean, just getting the call up was awesome, and, you know, this feels good right now, but, you know, we got a ways to go.
Congratulations and best of luck against the Edmonton Oil Kings.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Braden Point, it's one of those situations, Dan and Bill, you won't forget. He's making it look easy, but this is a guy, by hockey terms, who's 15 years old. I know he's technically 16. What a future, and what a postseason.
Thank you, Pete.
Well, handed to the Medicine. They tried to stave off elimination, but the Moose Jaw Warriors are off to round 3. The Warriors against the Edmonton Oil Kings.